This just in, everyone. A Chicago man was unalived while on a Facebook Live, becoming the second person unalived on that block. This is the 5,000 block of West Madison Street in Chicago. And it's just absolutely horrific. It's going viral. This is 42-year-old Kevin Watson, who I'm going to show you the video. He was seen on camera talking about a parking dispute when somebody approached him. Watson then gets out of the car and he told the thugs to take his chain, and he was immediately. Watson was tapped in the chest. He was rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. No one is in custody as of this moment, according to the Chicago Sun-Times. The reason why this video is going viral is because we have Democratic officials, blue-run cities, Mayor Do-Nothing Karen Bass, and Mayor Brandon Black Lives Matter, Black Panther Johnson, and so many more. The mayor, Muriel Bowser, who hired some police chief who doesn't even know what the term chain of command means. They are fighting our president. They are fighting Americans. Because if they're fighting our president, they're fighting Americans on such a ridiculous, lose-lose topic, and that is making America safe, making our cities safe so we can enjoy our country. Is this a third world hellhole, or is this the greatest country and democratic republic ever concocted known to man? I mean, you tell me in the comments. So I'm going to play for you this video by Kevin Watson, but I want to first play you this amazing clip. I also have another clip of Karen Bass losing it as President Trump. I think it's a great move. It's probably not even has nothing to do with Trump. It's just ICE agents were actually apprehending illegal criminals outside of Gavin Newsom's circle jerk kumbaya ridiculous PR stunt to redistrict California and say that we're fighting Trump. We're fighting Trump. And I got a video of Karen Bass absolutely melting down. But first, I want to share this video of the audacity of Mayor Brandon, terrorist, illegal, criminal, thug-loving Johnson, saying this about President Trump when confronted by this awesome reporter I'm going to get on our show, William Kelly, who is fighting for Chicagoans. Check out this clip right here first. It's amazing.
Mayor Johnson, I apologize. A couple weeks ago, I asked you if you would cooperate with ICE if your wife Stacy's body was.
Hey, we just gotta get to the question.
I'm making an apology, and
everyone else has questions too. So
and if it was your wife Stacy's body that had been concealed and abused by Jose Luis Mendoza Gonzalez, the illegal alien, you said that you felt threatened by the question, that it scared you, and I do apologize. Over the weekend, President Trump said that you were incompetent, called you an incompetent mayor, called you an incompetent man. Almost on cue, 1,000+ violent teenagers rampaged through your neighborhood, your adopted neighborhood of Austin that you and your wife Stacy moved into from Elgin, and assaulted police officers, multiple shootings. A woman was shot in the back multiple times, who sadly passed. My question to you is simply this. Do you, your neighbors in Austin do contact me, and they tell me that they don't feel threatened by my questions. They feel threatened by your anti-curfew policies that are leading to these out-of-control violent teenagers murdering people.
Thanks,
What do you say to your neighbors? What do you say to those neighbors in Austin who feel threatened by your policies?
Thank you for staying awake during our presentation. I know you have worked hard to get the necessary help that's needed.
Really?
And whatever condition in which that you are dealing with, I'm glad that you are getting some help. So that means
Is that honestly your answer to your neighbors who have been, a neighbor of yours was shot in the back multiple
and
times?
so we are addressing community safety. That's my top priority, and we will continue to do that.
My follow-up to you is simply this. My follow-up to you is simply this. You're the one who's having panic attacks. You're the one who is not keeping the people of Chicago safe.
All right, we're going to go to the next question. Thanks.
What do you say to Donald Trump? How did you feel when Donald Trump called you incompetent? What did you feel as a
All right,
human?
We'll just address this. Thanks.
Please answer that question, if you would.
Okay, fine, since you are begging, I do believe that Donald Trump is...
On behalf of the people of Chicago, I do ask questions. That is true.
Answer that. I do appreciate you begging. So I would just say it like this, that the president has always been intimidated by the intellectual prowess of black men. And so, of course, he would speak in those petite and puerile terms because he's small.
I mean, the arrogance, the absolute unabashed arrogance of this mayor. Chicago is going down the literal toilet. Just when you thought there was nobody worse than Lori Lightfoot, in comes Mayor Brandon. I don't even have a I mean, there's not a nickname that is guttural enough to encapsulate this absolute lunkhead, Mayor Johnson. Holy mackerel. President Trump is intimidated by my intellectual prowess. You heard that right, folks. These are the people who are turning all of our cities. These are the people who are fighting ICE, fighting federal law enforcement, vilifying, demonizing ICE assaults on ICE officers, that is, who are just carrying out orders from a president who was elected by the people. So essentially carrying out the will of the American people. I voted for this. I voted for this thrice. I want to be able to take my kids to a ball game, take my kids to the park, take my kids, I'd be able to drive. God forbid I have to go to the a drugstore late at night to get something for my sick daughter or something and not have to get mugged, stabbed, or anything even worse. We voted for this, right? This is what they think of us. Assaults on ICE have increased by over 800%. They're getting doxxed. You got people like Shifty Schiff, Do Nothing Bass, and the whole lot of them, Maxine Klingon Waters. They're all, using inflammatory, violent rhetoric towards law enforcement officials, against their families, calling them unmasked vigilantes in unmasked cars. This pathetic Padilla guy. And all they're doing is doing their job. And what is that job exactly? They're carrying out the orders that the American people afforded their elected officials to carry out and execute to keep America. Actually, bring back safety to America, not even keep it. Safety was gone, as it shows right here in this next video I'm going to show. Can you believe this drivel? And this guy has the audacity to say, since you're begging and President Trump is intimidated by my intellectual prowess? That's like Letitia Big Shame James telling Halle Berry she's intimidated by my belly prowess. Are you joking me right now? I mean, there's nothing up there. It's such arrogance, this defiance of the will of the people. It's the same thing I'm telling you that I experienced at the university. Anyway, I could go forever. So here's the video. Now that you've seen that, here's the video of this gentleman. And I have to warn you, there's nothing graphic per se. I'm going to bleep out some of the language. But if you're easily triggered by it might kind of get you a little tense. It's a very tense moment. But I want to share it because it's newsworthy and it's been going viral and it reflects what's happening in Chicago. This guy in broad daylight going live in his car on Facebook Live to just literally talk about something that he cares about, which is a parking dispute that he had in his city, a Chicagoan, 42-year-old Kevin Watson. And this happens.
I say, listen, bro, if they do come, let us park right here, you feel me? If they do come get me, we'll move the car so they can get the space. We will move our car, whatever car we need so they can get the space, just let us get the park. So now oh no, we can't do that. No, you just gotta find somewhere else to park. Who the is you talking to? You feel me? Like, who the is you talking to for real, even talking like that? Like, that be the shit, and that's what make a motherfucker be wanting to get into it with y'all, because y'all ain't got no respect. What's up, bro? What's up? Hell no.
This is in broad daylight.
They calling them now, bro.
Somebody's yelling, could put pressure on it. So he's obviously been hit in the chest. Unbelievable. In broad daylight in Chicago. I want to share this clip of a taxi driver in DC. Everybody, including Newsom, Bass, and all of these ridiculous hypocrite, do-nothing lunkhead Democrats are all coming down and saying that, they got all their talking points from probably Obama and Soros, saying, oh my goodness, this is authoritarian. He's federalizing DC. He's federalizing the troops. You got Eric Swallowswell saying all this garbage online about how this is what dictators do. I want to play this clip right here of a DC cab driver who's been in DC for multiple decades. Listen to what he has to say about it.
Drove a cab in D.C. I know every inch of the city. To have seen over the years the deterioration of public places, either with graffiti or with people living who are homeless, they say, living on the street. I couldn't be more encouraged by the fact that there are people now that really want to say stop.
As somebody who's been dying to take his kids to the Capitol, my son actually has an 8th grade. He's going to be in 8th grade next year. And like a lot of 8th graders, their spring trip to Washington, D.C. is a staple. It's a tradition. My wife and my daughter and I were going to meet him there and travel on our own. It's been a dream of mine to take them to the Capitol, and I've heard horror story after horror story. This cab driver is just a microcosm, just a small testament, the absolute deterioration of our capital and many, many cities like it, like Los Angeles, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, you name it, Detroit, Chicago, all over New York City. And what do they all have in common? They're all run by these lunkhead hypocrites. Check out this. This is amazing right here. So I'm going to play for you this real quick clip of ICE showing up right in front of Newsom's ridiculous PR stunt.
Well done, gentlemen. Well done.
Greg, Mr. Bellino from Fox 11. Can I get a quick comment?
Hey, what's going on here?
How you doing? What happened?
We're here making Los Angeles a safer place. Since we won't have politicians that'll do that, we do that ourselves. So that's what we're here today. As you can see, already making it a safer place. We're glad to be here, not going anywhere.
And the governor's inside right there.
I don't know where he's at.
He's about 100 feet behind us. Do you have any comment from him or anything?
Again,
any message?
We're making Los Angeles and California a safer place. We're going to continue to do that, and they can take that one to the bank and cash it. Thank you.
God bless you guys. We support you. The silent majority, well, I'm not so silent, but all of us, if you support this, if you support these amazing, brave law enforcement officials putting their life on the line so you and I can walk down the street with our families in safety with peace of mind, give me a huge yeah in the comments down below, because I know I did. You could hear this repulsive individual yelling, you're a bunch of cowards. Maybe you couldn't, maybe I blocked it out. You're a bunch of cowards. You're a bunch of effing this and F that. This is all due to people like Johnson, the media, Newsom, and listen to this meltdown from Karen Bass. Watch this.
I believe that this just happened to be a coincidence.
There is no way this was a coincidence. This was widely publicized that the governor and many of our other elected officials were having a press conference here to talk about redistricting, and they decided they were going to come and thumb their nose in front of the governor's face. Why would you do that? That is unbelievably disrespectful. It's a provocative act. They're talking about disorder in Los Angeles, and they are the source of the disorder in Los Angeles right now. This is just completely unacceptable. This is a administration, this is a Customs and Border Patrol that has gone amok. This absolutely has to stop. There was no danger here. There was no need to detain anyone here. And there was certainly no need to have a provocative act right here where the governor is having a press conference.
Who would have thought that in the year 2025, you would have the mayor of a city actually fighting law enforcement to take criminals off the street, to make tax-paying, hardworking citizens and residents safer? Who would have thought that? You would have told me this not even 20 years ago, 5 years ago, that something like this could happen. You want to know what it looks like when state elected officials cooperate with federal officials and in their combined efforts, they serve the best interest of the American people. You look at Governor DeSantis, you look at Florida erecting the greatest detention facility in Alligator Alcatraz, working in tandem with our president, with the administration, with Border Patrol, with federal law enforcement to get these heathens. Why do you guys fight tooth and nail for criminals when you've got the worst fire disaster in the history of Los Angeles, these victims of the Palisades, Altadena, and more? They haven't even been able to lay one piece of plywood or brick due to the volumes, the absolute massive heaps of piles of red tape that Bass and Newscomb, because we now know it's a land grab thanks to people like Spencer Pratt. It was all designed. It was all architected. You fight for criminals, but your hardworking, tax-paying citizens get goose egg. Are we starting to see a pattern here, folks? Are we starting to see what's really going on? Are we starting to see the real reason why they fight tooth and nail for these criminal illegals? Because without them, they'd get 0 votes. And if they get 0 votes, they lose the only thing they care about, and that is power. Don't think for a half second that they give a rat's ass about you, me, or anyone else. I know these people. That arrogance that Mayor Brandon Johnson exhibited, it's all too familiar. Thank God, I've worked in the private sector my whole life, but thank God I had some experience working in the bureaucratic nightmare that is the public sector when I taught as a professor at a lot of different universities, because they pay adjunct professors jack. So you have to work at 20 universities just to make a living. At least I did. I was teaching at one point. I had something like 14 or 15 classes a semester. I was gone from 5 in the morning to beat traffic to my 7 o'clock class till 11 o'clock at night. My last class I taught was 10 o'clock. That's the arrogance in these indoctrination camps. That's the arrogance that these academics, Kamala, Obama, it's the same duplicitous, serpentine, vermin, narcissistic, sociopathic, look down their nose arrogance that they all possess. Do not be fooled. My fellow Americans, my fellow global citizens, don't be fooled for a second. They don't give a rat's ass about you or me. They only care about power and retaining. Oh, Professor Nez, what about Trump? Trump loves power. Of course he does. But he's also somebody who can't be bought because he's 80 years old. He doesn't need the money. He's got plenty of money. He's a billionaire. He wouldn't put himself through this torture. He could easily live a life of leisure, playing golf every day, relaxing, enjoying his twilight years. They tried to debank him, smear him, defame him, imprison him. They threw him through mock trials. They threw the book at him. They tried to assassinate him. And look what he's done in the past 6 months, more than any other president. There's no comparison. Plus the fact that I feel it in my bones, never mind the actions, but something I feel in my bones, that President Trump, of course he loves power. Everybody loves a little bit of power. Of course does he abuse his power sometimes? Maybe, but any day of the week, you take the hypocrites versus Trump, it's Trump all day, every day, 365, 24/7. I can't wait to get your thoughts on all of this. We need this video to go viral. So you know how you can help us? Just simply tap that thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps us out immeasurably. Share this with somebody. Have them see the truth of who these people are. The more we can educate, the more we can make the mission of our channel, Common Sense Viral, the better for everybody. So help us, please. Don't forget to check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. Also, our free newsletters in the pinned comment and description. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.